thank you guys all so much for coming. We're very excited to have everybody here. Just a couple of quick things to talk through before we get into the main part of the ceremony and to the bridal party. The first thing is that if you could please put your phones on airplane mode. That is very helpful for the microphones and for the videographers, and we would really appreciate that. The second is that you do not all need to take photos and videos. I'm just now realizing the only ones you're going to get are of my mom and I. But none of you need to take photos and videos. We have a whole team here that will take care of that. Please just enjoy the ceremony and please just enjoy it with us. The song that we're going to listen to as the party approaches is called Highland Cathedral. Our family has had a very tight tie with our Scottish heritage, including a festival that we've been attending in Estes Park for the last 30 or so years. Many of you here have been to that festival with us. You know how important that is. There are a few songs of those bagpiping musics that is extremely important to us, one of which is called Highland Cathedral. It has been played at all of the important events in our lives, and would be wildly inappropriate to have another song played while Susannah and the bridal party come down the aisle. Please remain seated while the bridal party enters. We will cue you guys once the bride comes, and we'll save all of your legs. We know some of you are at altitude, which is going to be a little bit uncomfortable for you. The only other thing to keep in mind is that the family is going to need to go to family photos after this is over. We'll remind you again at the end, but those of you in the first couple of rows, you have an errand after this is all taken care of. I think we're good to go. I think we can send them on down. That part's tough. All right, thank you guys all again so much for coming. You can all sit down. That's an important part. When we were all thinking about this and talking about what the ceremony was going to be like, and I was thinking through what the initial words of these ceremonies usually are, which is dearly beloved. When you say that word, it does not have the weight to it that it deserves with all of the people that are here attending this wedding. All of our Howards, all of the Danahers, all of our friends and family, the bridal party, my sister and Matt, our parents, our grandparents, every person that is important to us on the face of the planet is sitting here with us right now. And there's something extremely special about that. It could not be more of an honor to stand here with the two of you. It just really couldn't. There's two people that I wanted to just quickly mention before we kind of get into the ceremony that unfortunately couldn't be here today. One is Susannah and my Uncle Paul, who passed away in 2019, and who Matt actually had the fortune of getting to meet and get to know for a little bit. A very important person in our lives, and somebody that I think Susannah has emulated a lot of the things that he believes and the joy that he brought to the world. I think Susannah does a great job of bringing to the world as well. And the other person is Matt's father, Jake, who can't be here with us today. When I first met Matt and first started to get to know Matt and I had a couple of interesting conversations because Matt is a very principled person. At his core, he's a very principled person. And when Matt was Susannah's boyfriend for a month or two, it was interesting that he was a principled person. And I was kind of thinking to myself, like, it's amazing that you live your life in that way, but you don't have to. You know, things could be a lot easier for you. And I think Matt and I had some philosophical differences maybe to the way that we approach the world. As I've gotten to know Matt more and more, and especially in the last couple of years with what the two of them have been through together, I have seen how powerful it is to have that type of principality in your life. And Matt will be the first person to tell you that he got a lot of that from his father, Jake. And Matt, I know you and I have had, again, conversations about this in the past, but I just want you to know that as somebody joining our family and somebody coming in and somebody who's going to live with my sister for the rest of her life, there is no one I would prefer to be doing that than you. And a big part of the reason for that is because of what an amazing man you are. You really are. I could talk about Susannah too, but I'm going to start bawling. There's just a couple of other things that I wanted to quickly mention. One is that Susannah and Matt together, as all of you know, are an absolute power couple. And I think it is because of those two things that you guys share with each other, which is just amazing. We would now like to invite up Dave to share a quick story with us about what love is like.
Good afternoon. Matt and Susannah asked me if I would give my thought on marriage. I said, yeah, great, no problem. But then Susannah said it had to be about 3 or 4 minutes. So I thought I should expound just a little more. So I guess I'll start there. Marriage is a partnership, a balance of two personalities that are willing to sacrifice parts of themselves to enjoy the benefits of togetherness. A strong marriage will allow your spouse to still enjoy the individualism. It was those traits that attracted you to them in the first place. Matt and Susannah are lucky. They both came from a background where family was important to them. Families are famous for making great memories, and as we heard last night, there are some memories that you just don't rather forget about. Family is where kids learn about love. As you grow older, falling in love can be terrifying. You don't know what is up or what is down. Your emotions have you nerves all tied up into knots, and yet you want more. And as an adult, it took you a while to understand a good husband didn't just love his wife because she was a good wife. He loved her because just because that is real love. Love shows forgiveness when your spouse doesn't deserve it, because they will return that love when you are so nice and maybe a little too mean or selfish. Don't let your pride cause friction on your marriage. As in family dynamics, pride in showing your siblings that I'm right and you're wrong are words that can cause hardship and pain. So forget about it. It's not worth it. So, how can you make a long marriage work? A marriage survey reported a couple helpful tools. Find something to laugh about. Learn to forgive. Continue to work on it. Wake up and be happy for your spouse is there. Be there for them. Appreciate and say thank you. Make them feel special. Remember and continue to do things like when you were dating. Have a date night. Never go to bed angry. And remember, an act of kindness can change a person's day. Finally, I'll end this with this little marriage thought with when you don't know what to do, just use the simple KISS phrase. Keep it simple, stupid. Matt, just say yes, Susannah. For when Mama's happy, everybody's happy. Go Broncos.
That was great. Thank you. Thank you, Dave. That was fantastic. Okay, next we would like to actually invite Susannah to share a little bit of their story with everyone. Oh, nice. There you go.
Hello, and thank you all for being here today to celebrate with us. We are so excited that you're all here, and we're so excited for this next phase of our life. But before we step into our next chapter, we just wanted to take a minute to tell you all how we got here. For those of you who don't know, Matt and I actually met in high school. And we weren't high school sweethearts, but our friendship began when we were 16. Over the years, we were in different places, but whenever we were together, we spent as much time as possible together. Matt describes this as being hip pocket to me. Every time we were out with friends, he was just like right next to me the whole time. In those early days of friendship, we found so much fun and laughter with each other and really supporting each other even back then. We were always telling each other about the big things happening in our lives. I was always rooting for him, and he was always rooting for me. It wasn't until after college that we started dating, and we discovered our shared love of camping. On our first camping trip, Matt got altitude sickness, and he was too lightheaded to put up his tent. So I just jumped in and put up his tent for him. And he didn't know that I had that skill set. And he was just so impressed. And not long after that, I invited him on a camping trip, which some of you have heard about this weekend, where Matt got introduced to all of my girlfriends, and he called it the Lyons Den. But he came, and we had so much fun. He made friends with all of the women who were really important to me, and I was so impressed. And we just felt really compatible. When I asked Matt to be my boyfriend, he sort of paused. And later he told me that the reason he paused is because he knew that when he said yes, that was it. And that we would be here today. And now it's 6 years later, and we've had so many adventures. He taught me how to ski. I'm teaching him how to cook. We've traveled, we've gotten to know each other's friends and families, and felt them become our friends and our families. We've had so many joyous moments, fishing in the Boundary Waters, cooking by flashlight in Puerto Rico, and also just sitting in our backyard, and he brings me coffee in bed every morning. Of course, along with those fun and joyous moments, there have been some hard days that we've learned to support each other through. I think with hardship, there's always a lesson. Sometimes it's in strength. Sometimes it's patience. When Matt and I lost our home this year, we learned the most important lesson of all, and that's that we are each other's home. And as long as we have each other, we can make it through anything. So now today, on this moment of joy and celebration, we are so grateful for every day that has brought us here, and so excited for every day that is to come.
Oh, that was a banger, man. All right, now Susannah and Matt have written each other a couple of quick words that we're going to go through. Go ahead.
Susannah, I love you because you have a smile that lights up a room and a laugh that brightens my day. I love you because of how sweet and supportive you are to me and my family. During our 6 years together, we've never met a person who didn't adore you. I'm so lucky you chose me.
Oh.
Fantastic.
Matt, I love you for always making me laugh and see the fun in life, especially when I don't want to. You will always keep me smiling. I love how thoughtful you are. You're always thinking of sweet things you can do for me and for the people around us to make their lives better. And I love your strength. No matter what life throws at us, you are unwavering in your support and love of me, and it makes me feel safe and like we're gonna be okay no matter what.
So good. So good. And now vows. Go
I,
ahead, Matt.
Matthew, take you, Susannah. I promise to let you be yourself and to make times for things that are important to you. I support you in your goals, to celebrate your success, and to catch you if you fall. I will be loyal to you, to trust you, and to make big decisions with you. To take your family as my family. I promise to be patient and to keep learning from you and growing with you for the rest of our lives.
I, Susannah, take you, Matthew. I promise to let you be yourself and to make time for the things that are important to you. To support you in your goals, to celebrate your success, and to catch you if you fall. To be loyal to you, to trust you, and to make big decisions with you. To take your family as my family. I promise to be patient and to keep learning from you and growing with you for the rest of our lives.
Matt, do you take Susannah to be your lawfully wedded wife?
I do.
And Susannah, do you take Matt to be your lawfully wedded husband?
I do.
Then, by the power vested in me by the internet, I now pronounce you two husband and wife. You may kiss the bride. Let's go. Oh my God.